Okay, gentlemen, we are live on YouTube. Welcome. Thank you for joining me, Marco, McDrying, and Wim. Wim, if you got to leave later on, you're welcome. No, not a problem. And okay, so I want to quickly just set the whole stage for this flight. This is a test flight, but because I'm not really familiar with what I'm testing, I'm not going to say too much. Okay, we're going to debate it probably. But don't see this as training, please. Whatever happens today, never mind if we're right or wrong or whatever the situation might be, just don't see anything you hear or so as gospel today. It's not. Okay, I'm still learning. I had a crash course this morning from Sasso. Thank you, Sasso. I've spoken to Zibo about it. We've had a bit of a talk. And what I'm talking about is VNAV Common. All right. I hate it. I don't like it. So I'm totally biased, but now I'm forced to learn it and to use it. So we're going to start today. This is my second attempt of using it. And I'm going to try and use what I was taught this morning in practice, in reality now. And then I'm going to practice and then I can train you. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Anybody watching the video afterwards, anybody listening, SK-san, good afternoon, welcome. Please don't take anything I say as gospel right now. Okay, I'm feeling the water, just bear with me. All right, so I'm ready to start my APU. Marco, how far are you? Hello, Neil.
Okay, super.
Okay, let me start my APU.
Oh, Nico.
Yes, sir.
Totally unrealistic flight, this.
That's fine, I don't mind.
They're landing on 28 right and taking off on 28 left.
Who's that?
In real life. In real life.
Which airport?
London.
London. Well, I don't have a 28 right in London, so I'll take 27 right.
27 right then.
Yeah, we take it.
Sorry.
What do they do? Landing?
They're landing on 27 right.
Yeah. Okay, because this morning they were landing on 27 left.
Well, they change round at about 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that runway alternation thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
So if ATC
comes up, it's going to be a story. It depends on whether he checked Flight Radar 24, I suppose. We'll see. I don't mind. I mean, as long as we don't get in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought of point out in case ATC come online and you fly with ATC.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep an eye on that. If he comes, he can call me. Neil, I don't know if I said hello, but hello. Mac hijacked my thoughts there for a second, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying, I don't know if I greeted you. Right, so ground handling, control, drive away. Oh,
I see Uncle John's here.
Ground to flight deck, the tug is driving up.
He is indeed.
Hello, Uncle John.
Well, but you know what, I'm here because I want to hear about it.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. And Mr. Mac.
Okay, thanks, Neil. There's that thing. Okay. Now, Uncle John, I see the techie business is still good, eh? I mean, you're bloody advertising at every airport we go to. Not bad.
We're making money, Nico. We're making money.
That's good, sir. That's so good.
Okay, Captain, all doors and hatches are closed. We're ready to connect.
Right. Hello. Before start procedure. Don't hear it. Before start procedure. There we go.
Before start procedure.
Hello Jeffrey, yes. The link is in the description below the video. If you click on show more, it's in the show notes. It's
Tags
Origami's.
connected and the bypass pins installed. Release parking brake.
Get rid of that thing. Right. Heathrow traffic Skymatix 001, push and
Before
start gate
procedure
502.
complete.
I can't see. I need to get a
Commencing
light on.
pushback. Clear to start engines in sequence.
Start number 2 engine. Start number 2 engine. Wow.
Starting number 2
Should be
engine.
different.
I don't know what's the story. I think my mic might not be in the correct place and then she doesn't hear me that well. But we'll see. You know what? You know what I didn't do? In all my haste to get going, I haven't even programmed my FMC completely.
What do you like?
I'm an idiot.
25N2.
Can you imagine? Well, we'll do it now on the way. I've never in my life done this. Can you believe it? This is terrible.
You are in a rush for the test.
Yes. I'm actually nervous for the test as well, so it's kind of working on my nerves a bit.
Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
Ground to fly deck. The pushback's complete. Set parking brake. We're disconnecting the tow. Stand by.
25N2.
Oh, yes, yes. Scotsman, how can I forget? Right, wet surface, that's fine. Let's do a cutback as well. Noise abatement and all, you know.
Ready for before taxi procedure. Starter cutout. Engine start procedure complete.
22, 3.
How nice was that virtual design coming back to us, Nico?
Yeah, really nice. Nice, Uncle John.
Trim up.
Tow's disconnected. Bypass pin has been removed. Hand signals to the right, and we'll see you next time. Have a safe flight. Cheerio.
Alright, my programming was a success. Right, so before we even taxi, I'm going to do something first. Mac,
Yes.
chart number 10-3 November, if you want to look it up.
I
That's for
can't at the
EGLL.
moment.
Okay, then I'm going to put it on YouTube, unfortunately for you then. Okay.
Please.
So, what we have is we have 1, 2, 3 restrictions during the takeoff. The last restriction is on an altitude of 6,000. So, what we're going to do is go 6,500. Okay, just to try and keep it from messing us about, tricking us.
Yeah, so you got an altitude.
Yeah, we've got one at, we have to be between 6,000 and 3,000 at the Burnham beacon. Then the next one is between 6 and 4, and then UMLAT, it is an actual 6.
6,000, yeah.
Right. So if we look at our legs page, UMLAT there 6,000 and the other
Yeah.
one just says above. Okay. But it needs to be below 6,000 because that's within the one that covers everything. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to now look up and I'm going to do what they did with me the other day. I'm going to set my initial altitude at 9,000.
That is not set right, Nico.
What?
You need to put in between 3 and 6 and 4 and 6.
You don't have to because the final restriction is 6,000, so it's going to keep it below that. The
No,
FMC
because
won't be above that.
it won't read, it won't turn purple until it's on that waypoint. So the way you've set it,
I didn't set it. This was Navigraph. Yeah.
well, my feeling is that it won't hold the restriction.
Okay, well, we can also test that then. Hmm?
Can you see where I'm coming from? When you get your magenta come up, the restriction will be BUR 3,000 or above. So you could be at 6,500. You're complying with it. It doesn't read ahead as far as I know.
Okay, so that could be a problem. So how do we set it to be in between then?
Well, you have to put 4,000 above, 6,000 below.
In the same line, how do you do that? I don't think you can do that. Can you do that?
Yes,
but
you can.
Shouldn't the VINA basically take that 6,000 that is a constraint and basically calculate to avoid that to happen?
Well, this is what Mac is now suggesting. He doesn't think it reads ahead. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. We're going to fly it and then we see.
No, fine.
Okay. All right. And then what I'm getting at is for my test to show Zibo, and before we get there, let's go show him this as well.
Yeah.
Auto flight. So I've got, we can actually put heading select. I don't mind that. Okay. VNAV installed is common for the descent. Okay. Then we've got VNAV alt installed and VNAV alt there. Okay. So we've got those set. Okay. So in theory, what should happen, according to me, you know, what do I know? But I know something. I'm just a dumb pilot, but I know something. Okay. According to me, if I change my MCP altitude to any higher value before reaching 9,000, obviously above 6,000, because that's the last restriction. So once I pass 6,000, if I change my MCP altitude, I should not have to press altitude intervent. It should climb to 15. So from 9, I'm going to go to 15. Before I get to 15, I want to climb to whatever my altitude should be, my end altitude. I think it's, 34. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to do a step climb as if the ATC is directing me like we had the other time. We should not have to press alt intervent. But if we do, then at least it's on video and we can say, there you go. Jeffrey, I'm expecting the same, but we'll see now. Yes, Mac?
The other one that might be worthwhile noticing is when you increase that altitude in the MCP, check that you're not within 1,000 feet.
Yes, yeah. We're gonna let's do this at between 7 and 8,000.
Yes.
Okay, so between 7 and 8,000, we're gonna bug up and see that we do that, because it might be that I was within 1,000 feet and that's why I didn't want to do it, you know. So right, what did we not set? What is this thing complaining about? Oh yes, I know. Hello. Lucinario, give me a few minutes, I'll explain this thing to you. It's basically an OpenGL display driver interface, that's all. So it helps with your older systems, your older OpenGL sceneries and stuff. But I'll give you more information later on. Let's just get going. Right, okay, you see, recall, there's no problem there now. Laps 5. Rob, how are you doing? Okay, I've just been called downstairs. Give me a second.
Flaps 10 set.
Glad that I'm not the only one that runs when I get called.
It's good timing and it's bad timing. I just got my supper, my dinner, whatever you want to call it. So get in the air and do my thing first before we worry about that now. What else do we need? We don't need anything. Transponder. You can just put it on and get it over with. Heathrow traffic, Skymatix 001, taxi holding point for runway 27 right. Let's go.
Flaps 5 set.
So while we're taxing, it's going to take a while. Lucinario, let me quickly just give you a little bit more information. I'm using an AMD graphics card now. Traditionally, AMD did not really take care of OpenGL. I think it was their invention in the first place anyway, but they didn't really care for it. NVIDIA is quite further advanced with OpenGL. And then what happened is X-Plane, you know, started having problems.
Traffic. Skymatix 221 will be taxiing runway 27 left by Bravo and Alpha. Heathrow.
Here we go. So what happened was, because X-Plane was really struggling with AMD cards and because of this OpenGL thing, Sid, one of the X-Plane developers, went and he got hold of Zink, and he's adapted Zink for X-Plane. And that then basically takes care of the gap that the AMD drivers does not take care of. And by doing so, if you have got an AMD driver, it's much more beneficial than if you were on NVIDIA. NVIDIA a little bit, but some guys are actually experiencing problems, so they switch it off. But on AMD, I've literally gained between 2 and 3 times my performance. It's amazing. I can't tell you how much greater X-Plane is now all of a sudden. It's just amazing. Hello, Dan. If you read her manual, they tell you there is a keyboard shortcut that you need to set up. So just, I think it's like on page 3 or 4 of her little guide, the PDF that you get when you buy, Linda. They tell you there's 2 buttons that you need to set up. The first one is the push to talk button so that she listens to you, and the second button is to hide it. So like what I've got there on my screen, top left. It's just a button that I set up. Hello, Lucas. Welcome. Okay, as a matter of interest, we are at 11 degrees Celsius, so we don't need to use any anti-ice at this point in time. Yeah, you're welcome. Well, look, it is available. It's an X-Plane setting, so if you go to your X-Plane settings and you tick the box, it will be there for your NVIDIA. But if you get 5 FPS coming into Heathrow, I would start looking at something else. You're going to have to use a process of elimination, and you're going to have to disable absolutely everything, get back to vanilla virgin X-Plane, and then start adding things, you know. And in that process, as you start adding it, you'll pick up what's killing it, because it just sounds totally abnormal. Wow. Yeah, okay, now if it's another guy, then you don't care, but I can virtually guarantee you that there's another third-party element that's causing that. Especially in X-Plane 12, what the guys do, okay, with permission and respect. They kill it themselves.
Echo Golf, Lima Foxtrot traffic, November 15 Tango, final for runway 14 Echo Golf, Lima Foxtrot.
So what happens is they put all the X-Plane 11 stuff in there, you know, because somebody somewhere said that it should be X-Plane 11 scenery and aircraft compatible. The fun fact is yes and no. And unfortunately not everything is, and the guys just indiscriminately just load a whole bunch of crap into the system instead of testing it, and then they go and they complain and they get all kinds of crashes and Vulcan device loss errors and all kinds of funny things. If you stick to a rather pure X-Plane 12, you won't get that nonsense, you know, and then you should get a reasonable FPS. On my NVIDIA here at the same scenery, same situation, I was pushing 30 FPS, at least 30 FPS. I had a 2070 Super. Now with the new PC I got the AMD, and now I'm enjoying it because I can get up to over 100 FPS depending on where I go to. But my system is fairly virgin. It's not been messed up, man. After takeoff, I'll put my tablet there in front and you guys can see the FPS. Maybe you can see it already just on the side. Come on. Hey, man. Slightly. See, I've got at least 30 now. But I mean, if you look at Heathrow, the best of days and the worst of days, it's a FPS hog. No, I don't use X Europe. That's a killer in itself. All those I've got on, yes. Yep. Yeah. If you take into account we've got filthy weather now, I mean, usually I don't only get 30 FPS here, and also depending on where I look, you know, you'll see the FPS will greatly change depending on where I look. Look, see. So this is payware scenery, and for the level of detail to still get 30 FPS, I mean, that's amazing. X Europe at this point in time in my book is not worth it. I tried it. I had a lot of errors with it. Some of the other guys here also tried it. They also had lots of FPS issues and stuff. So we just skip it. What a lazy run down there. Guys, I hope you've got snacks. The galley is full. You can help yourself, eh?
I've already eaten mine.
Okay.
Well, in my case, I had to abort because throttle is going to full, and I don't know why, by itself.
Ooh.
By itself?
Yep. There is no control, no keyboard, doesn't respond to anything. I cannot.
Okay.
I move it with the down and still going on.
Okay, if you disable your auto throttle, obviously it won't do it. Just let it go back to idle and then check your QNH. Marco, there is a failsafe that's built into the Boeing. If you are more than 500 foot difference on the barrow to what it expects, it's going to do a toga automatically.
Oh, okay. Let me
Check it. Hello, Sasso. Type in, if you want to see my PC specs, type in exclamation mark and the letters PC and press enter. Then the bot will bring it up on the stream, guys. Before takeoff procedure. There you go.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure complete.
Thank you,
Ready
Linda.
for before takeoff checklist.
Right. Okay, so I don't see any other traffic at this point in time. Let me just check whereby. I don't want to go and create a problem for somebody. Nope, we're alone here. It's the default explain one, so it's as good as it gets for now, okay? Until they give us proper data refs to work with, there's no point in fiddling with it. It is what it is. That's all. I'll just dim it a little bit so we can see. Right. Heathrow traffic, Skymatix 001, line up, take off, runway 27 right. Well,
And Heathrow traffic, American 221 will be lining up, 27 left.
help me with your pronunciation. Is it VDIT? How do we pronounce your name? VDIT sounds about right for me. Sorry, I'm not English and struggling with stuff that I'm not familiar with, but thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thanks, Scotsman. Guys, please help me remember, between 7 and 8,000 foot, I need to bug up to 15 and see what happens. Eh? I'm going to try my best to remember as well, but just in case. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to do a clean install. You just need to know what to remove. Eh? There are tricks that you can employ. But yeah, it's always a good idea to start fresh with something once it's been clogged up a bit. Okay. Alright, let's pull up.
Stabilized.
Toga. 3 minutes. Gentlemen, 3 minute separation if you don't mind.
Takeoff thrust set. Throttle hold.
Yeah.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up. There we go, come on, eh?
Acceleration altitude.
Hello.
Hello, Sasso.
Hello.
Oh, Cecil.
Right, so I'm gonna leave that up there so we can check those restrictions,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Can you show me just the Lex page, how it is filled?
Flaps 1 set. Transition level. Ready for approach checklist.
This comes from Navigraph. I just did a company import, eh?
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. We can even try already, make that 4,000 or above, make it hard, make 4,000 hard. Instead of 4,000 or above, and we see how VNAV will behave. Yeah? Okay, then at the moment you have 6,000, or whatever, no, you have 9,000.
No, that's, I've set the MCP to 9, but the last restriction
Okay,
is
that's fine.
6,000. Okay.
So
So
should level off at 4,000 now. You
yes,
see? That's
yes,
it. This is the first restriction.
yes.
Now, as soon as we cross that point, it's going to continue the climb, technically.
Yes, correct. But I don't want to do anything until I've passed that last waypoint, because that was the discussion me and Zibo had. So once I go past UMLAT, I'll change my NCP speed.
Yes. No, now we can check if alt intervent works, because if you press now, sorry, don't press alt intervent, use the delete function. Delete that 4000 hard. Exactly. And now it should start the climb again and level off at 6000. So it should go again in VNAV speed.
Yes.
Okay, it's climbing and approaching 6000, it will level off.
Yeah.
And he wonders why we love him.
1000, let's have a look, that's 5000. X is still there. You have one way.
Heathrow traffic, American 22.
Wait.
I'm sorry, Skymatix 221 will be departing runway 27 left to the northwest. Heathrow.
Enjoy, John. Sorry, Sasso, other John was talking on ATC.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
All right, so there it stops. It stopped at 6,000, right?
Now, we wait until that point. As soon as you cross that point, it should continue up to 9,000.
Yes, that's what I'm expecting. Scotsman is asking, what's the real world separation time between takeoffs when you fly, Sasso?
2 minutes if you do full length, 3 minutes if you do intersection departure.
Okay. Here you go, Scotsman. Right, and just for the record, there is no more restrictions after 6,000, okay, because that was one of the things Zibo was talking about. Right, so after UMLAT, it should climb. There we go, it's climbing.
Yeah.
And we can go
now,
to standard.
Correct. Now, climb to fit, put level 200 in the MPP.
Give me 1 second. How many 200 you say?
Level 200.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you go in the next page, how much distance we have from the next waypoint?
12 nautical miles.
12, that's not a lot. Okay, you know what? Let's see something above 200. That well in there.
Yeah, wait. We just want to get to 9,000 and see if it levels off or climbs. Then we can do all the other tests after that. Because
but why?
Because I've been waiting the whole afternoon to do it.
What? 9,000 is not in the next page anymore, so it should not level off. Why it should level off?
Okay, but that was the complaint I had. You see, now we've just proven it's not there. Okay, so now give me the next. Give me the next.
Now that's it. Now you put 200 in the MCP. Now if you go in the next page, it's thinking to cross Welling at 215. Okay.
Yes.
So let's make the level at Welling /180. So let's create, like if ATC told us, let's stop, I need you 180 Welling or whatever it is. Okay. Reduce the, now with 200 set, it should level off at 180, providing you didn't cross Welling.
Correct.
And we see this is a custom limitation, let's say.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick bite. Hold on, I'll be back.
Heathrow traffic, Skymatix 221 is airborne off runway 27 left at 6,000 feet for 280. Heathrow.
Does anybody know if there's a IVEO schedule for when they going to be in the U.S.?
Mike, you'll have to ask. Oh, come on, Brian. How did you get that now? Jordan. You have to ask Jordan.
Okay.
So, yeah, we still have Welling later on. We are climbing. Nico, make Welling 160. Welling 160. I'm just trying. Otherwise, maybe we're gonna cross already Welling. So that's all. I wanna see him leveling off. So now we should level off at 160 and go in enough path. That's it. You see, enough path.
Good stuff.
Nice. Now press Alt Intervent. Should be able to press Alt Intervent only once, and that 160 should go away. And you see, he's already transitioning in VNAV speed.
Yeah.
160 is not in Welling anymore, and he will start to climb again.
Yeah,
it's
that's
working
fine.
100% for me.
Okay, now I understand. In this flight, it is, and it's doing exactly how I remember it from ever and ever. Okay, but in that one flight, that one stream I did, it refused. It did not want to.
I know.
So let's just write it off then as a bad day. What can you do?
One quick question, Sasso.
Yeah.
How close can you be? Say you got to 8,500 and then
I heard you on YouTube asking that to Nico. You have to be careful because the mind of the autopilot, when approaching the level or the restriction, it depends what is your present rate of climb, okay? And in his mind, he will start to transition into the leveling off procedure, which could be Alt Acquire and then Alt Hold, or if you're using VNAV, go straight into VNAV path. If you do that you change the MCP altitude while he's approaching the level, it might be that he reverts to vertical speed.
That's what I was thinking, and why it didn't climb for Nico in his previous stream.
But again, Mac, the FMA is your best friend. Any changes in the mod will be in front of your eyes. And in fact, the first thing that we have as a rule in the company is any changes that you do with the MCP, always go back and check VNAV. Because at any point, especially if you are approaching the level, then the system automatically starts the leveling off procedure. And if I have 160, for instance, so level 160 in the MCP, and I do the change at the crossing level 158, for instance, so very close to the level off, then the system might go out from VNAV and it will level off, or it will go into vertical speed. Either you will see it in the FMA in front of your eyes.
Yeah, that's what I had a feeling, that there was some parameters with that when you get within 1,000 feet of your MCP altitude.
That's probably what happened.
That's also because it depends on the rate of climb. If you're climbing with 4,000 feet a minute, probably we'll start the level off crossing 900 feet below the level. You know, it really depends. If instead you are climbing with a relatively shallow rate of climb, then it will start the level off later. So it really depends. Always check that you have after any changes in the MCP, always check in the FMA that you have the correct mode that you want.
Yeah.
Remember that the MCP is what you have. The FMA in front of your eyes is what you have.
Yeah.
That's the difference. What you want, what I have. Because this will be what the aircraft will do in the next 30 seconds.
Well, gents, just one more thing. Just remember, that was a beta that I used. I was on 4.3 alpha. Okay? And I personally wrote it off that it didn't work because I was testing an alpha build. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried. The fact that it's working in a production model makes my heart sing. You know, I'm happy it's pumping chocolates right now.
Pumping chocolate. Happy days.
Yep. Thank
Don't
you, sir.
tell
Also, Nico, in the iPad, do you have basic VNAV or common VNAV enabled at the moment?
Now it's common.
Common. All right, good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just swallowing my last bite here. I want to try see if I can remember what you taught me this morning.
Aha. Aha. Okay.
I warned everybody in the beginning of the stream not to take anything we do today as gospel and as training. We don't want to confuse people. Okay, so everybody watching, let's take it with a pinch of salt. We're busy testing. I'm learning. Honestly, I mean, I hate common VNAV because of everything I told you this morning. I'm not going to go into that again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm willing to try it, and this was just me practicing, you know. So
perfect. Yeah, when Boeing introduced common VNAV in the fleet, was I wouldn't call it a shock for us, but was something that pay attention for us because it was completely different operation for our mind.
Oh, yeah.
Before we were used to something else. Now, after 6 years on the Boeing, for me, was not that automatic to switch and know now that if you press VNAV, you will have a different behavior. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, Mac.
I was just going to say, have you got used to common now, and do you find it more advantageous or not?
I would find it very, very helpful when you are a cadet. Okay? So with a little or no experience on the type, in a stressful situation, inadvertently you press a VNAV and you are 4,000 feet above profile, then common VNAV will save from an overspeed situation because it won't let you go into overspeed. Okay?
Okay.
So for a cadet or for little no experience or for a very stressful situation, common VNAV is a safety margin, a safety barrier. Okay, that's my feeling. For me, or maybe I would say you are a bit experienced on the type, I will not even press VNAV. If I know that I'm high on profile, my finger will not even go into VNAV, you know what I mean? I just go, as I told you many times, you know, downgrade one level of automation, go to the medium level change, vertical speed, something else to control the pitch of the aircraft. Or also, keep common sense. If you are doing a step descent, sorry, not steep, but step descent, so you are getting away from your ideal profile, and these happen a lot in the reality, or it can happen also on EVA during a big event. If you have traffic above you and below you, and ATC cannot clear you directly down to your ideal platform altitude, but you have to do a step descent, step by step because of other traffic, then it's also common sense, instead of going level change, VNAV, vertical speed, what I personally do when I have traffic below me, and ATC told me Skymatix 5 expect step descent due traffic, I rather go vertical speed for another reason. TCAS array. I want to have the pitch of the aircraft in my finger with the vertical speed window, so I immediately can respect, 3,000 to go, 2,000 to go, 1,000 to go, and avoid possible of TCAS array. But this is something that maybe comes with experience, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to look at the big picture as well.
No, it makes
It really
sense.
depends on the situation.
It's obviously more trying to
Yes.
minimize risk with the current training practices and new young co-pilots, etc. And obviously all new aircraft coming out will have it anyway by default.
Yes. Correct. Personally, I like to have my mind connected with the MCP, not only the FMC connected to the MCP. And remember that in terms of vertical deviation or vertical automation, VNAV is the highest level of automation because it's flight director, autopilot, MCP, and FMC, because VNAV is directly controlled by the FMC. Medium level of automation will be level change or vertical speed. Low level of automation, only flight director. So that's the problem sometimes with the simulator, because it is normal that sometimes you have no traffic or no ATC. So many times you are in the cruise, you dial down already your platform altitude, which is fine. But if you want to look at the common VNAV or at the basic VNAV, then you have to try to look at the big picture from a reality perspective, which could be also a step descent. So you're getting high, then you get on path, then you're getting high. It's a real world against ideal world.
Out of interest, does that ever cause conflict? A young pilot who's grown up with common VNAV will obviously control the aircraft differently than you as an old timer now, unfortunately, I've got to say it.
Yes. I like this, to be honest.
Do you find that you ask a question of the co-pilot, or does the co-pilot ever ask a question of you? Why did you use vertical speed rather than common VNAV?
Sometimes yes, but that's because every company tries to standardize the training for new cadets. So this is absolutely normal. Right?
Yeah.
So they go out from the type rating knowing that they have to use VNAV, 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 VNAV.
Exactly,
okay?
Yeah.
Then they come to the real world, out of the simulator, and they start to see other traffic. When I went to my previous base, which was in London TMA, I arrived there just after the line training, knowing VNAV, 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 okay, and a little bit of experience on level change, vertical speed, and so on. If I would have used VNAV, 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 I would have been with so many TCAS array that you can't imagine. Heathrow traffic, Stansted traffic, Luton traffic, all in a sandwich, in a perfectly sandwich crazy day, which is normal in London TMA.
Yeah.
So again, you build your experience with time. Depends also in the airport where you fly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying before. If you know that you have traffic and the ATC told you, Skymatix 5, expect a step descent, you have traffic leveling off 1,000 feet below you. So you know that the traffic is climbing 1,000 feet below you. You are descending 1,000 feet above him. Why you go level change and maintain 4,000 feet a minute with speed break and then get a TCAS array? So it's a big picture.
Oh yes, it is, and this is something I've always admired you when you're flying, is your awareness of the situation about you. It's not all about your aircraft, It's the whole
is
picture.
the others. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Sorry, Nico, if I talk too much. Sorry.
Excellent.
Well, thank you very much for that explanation, though, Sasso. To me, it makes sense. I hope others enjoyed it.
Pleasure. No, I lost Nico.
No, man, I've got my mute on. Sorry, I was
okay.
finishing dinner, but I'm done now, so the mic can stay on.
Wonderful. Sorry, I talked a bit, but I think it was worth.
It was.
To give
absolutely.
people the idea of why common VNAV is being introduced.
I still don't like it, but I'll get used to it.
I don't like it, true.
Well, you can always go into vertical speed and do what Sasso does, Nico.
That's it. Dial down the speed, idle thrust, vertical speed. The nose of the aircraft is under your finger. That's it.
68.
That's what I like, especially coming from the Alps to land here. Idle 220, stray away in the MCP window, and then play with the vertical speed to do a continuous descent.
I gotta say, you're in an ideal part of the world where you practice that a lot.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah, ATA always said stay away from vertical speed, but I used it when I needed to.
Strangely enough, here in South Africa, also I've picked up from some of the pilots. They don't want you to use vertical speed. For them, I was always told it's dangerous. But anyway, that's their story.
Well, you have to pay a lot more attention when you're in vertical speed versus level change or VNAV.
Yeah, that's my experience too. But I mean, it's like anything. It's like learning to ride the bike. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it. So I can see the value and the story in it. But you know, Uncle John always says this: you're just as good as the guy who teaches you. You know, and if the guy who teaches you had a bad experience with vertical speed, he's going to badmouth it. You know, and you're going to have to figure it out for yourself. You know, so there's that as well.
But there's also the added bonus. I don't know whether people are aware of this, but I've had forces experience and obviously know fighter pilots and all the rest of it. Sasso's awareness and situation awareness of the total airspace around him is, his mind is so quick thinking in sorting it all out, and he's focused on his flying. He would never lose track of vertical speed, whereas a less experienced pilot might get distracted.
Well, not just less experience. Again, you're talking about the old hands, you know. Some of the guys here are fighter pilots from the Korean War, man. You're talking 1950 guys, and they're old, and they're supposed to go on pension. Some of them have now gone on pension, but you know, things like that happen, and it took a while to cycle those old guys out of the system, and they had their way of doing it, you know.
What are you trying to say? Sasso's days numbered?
No, not at all.
Sorry, Sasso.
He's got until 2030. Then there's going to be a problem. But 2030 is still a few years away.
Jets, if I will go muted now because I'm doing something else as well, so I don't want to interrupt with the streaming. If you need me, just shout.
Okay.
I'm muted for now.
Okay.
Okay. Cheers, Sasso.
Roz, to answer your question, I put V2. I use V2. What happens is the system bugs up by 20 inevitably on its own. You don't have to set the extra 20. At least not in the Zibo mod. Once you are up and in the air, it will immediately change. There is a cutover point where it will add the 20 for you anyway. Right, okay, so we're getting to top of descent, gents. I've set up everything and I'm gonna try my best to remember what I was taught this morning. Right, so we're going to use common. I just had to check it is set correctly. Do any of you know of any plans of Active Sky doing an update anytime soon?
Is Active Sky going to start working with X-Plane 12?
It is, but it's wonky, Mike. You need the new version, so you need to go download the new X-Plane 12 version if you want to try it, but it's really wonky.
Well, I'm still in the beta that you told me to go to.
Yeah, which beta? The X-Plane.
X-Plane.
Yeah, no, sorry. X-Plane 12 beta. We're talking Active Sky. Now I'm confused myself, sorry. So, Active Sky for X-Plane 12 is what's wonky. Let me just fix that. I can't remember what I said now. But the Active Sky for X-Plane 12 is wonky, man. It's bleh. But if you go to iFlySim, you can download the beta there, and then you use your old X-Plane 11 Active Sky key to activate that.
Well, I'm up on that NOAA weather.
Okay,
they got set up.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Then you just stick to the real weather. When I do tests like this, I'm also using real weather now. I'm not using Active Sky. When I just fly around and I'm not testing, I don't mind using Active Sky. But the big problem I have with Active Sky now is when you're in the cruise, for instance, this morning, the barometric pressure was changing every few seconds, like 1,000 up, 1,000 down, 1,000 up, 1,000 down. It just wasn't stable, and the poor old Zibo is trying to play catch up the whole time. You know, it's painful. It's not enjoyable at this moment. Pleasure, Roz.
I was watching your video on virtual airline, and I've got my ACARS set up, and I'm trying to go through step by step to get the flights going.
Okay. We'll do more training in future, but that was a good start.
Be right back.
So, Nico, I saw you are approaching the top of the sand, okay?
Oh, now you want to come and interfere again?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'm ready for you.
Okay, you are a level 340.
Yes.
In the MCP to 340 as well.
Well, I've dialed it down already.
No, too easy. No, bring it up. 340.
Okay.
And now, you remember the video I showed you this morning?
Yeah.
We replicate exactly the same. So we don't start the descent when you want to start the descent.
Okay.
We are gonna wait, and then when we are 3-4 nautical miles from the old top of the sand, then we dial down to level 200. Yeah, don't do anything for now. Reset MCP, yeah, forget it. That is wrong already. That page is wrong. Because speed doesn't exist anymore in common VNAV.
This is what I was checking while I came here.
Exactly. So if it's common VNAV, speed prompt doesn't exist anymore.
Just double check you've still got common VNAV selected in the...
I did like 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, Mac. I made sure.
Okay.
Okay. Ah, you have VNAV alt installed. Okay. This could be a bit different then. This could be a bit different.
We're going to improvise.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, if you go back in the cruise page, in the FMC, you should have the negative value from top of the sand. That's it. -3, whatever. Okay, good. Dial down level 250. So now you see, that's the problem of VNAV alt. It's still in VNAV alt. This is a fictitious alt hold. Okay, remember I show you, it will go immediately into alt hold. But anyway, gents, in the navigation display, you can see the vertical profile. Now, that's the problem. We are in VNAV alt, so technically we will press VNAV now. That's the problem. Yeah, because you press VNAV back, start to descend. Yeah, press it again. You see? So look, gents, VNAV now going in VNAV speed. It's not going in path, and that's because we are more than 200 feet above the ideal profile. So, with the old VNAV system, the FMA would have said VNAV path, and the aircraft would have go down like crazy to recover the path, no matter what the speed will do. With the common VNAV instead, the aircraft is pitching down to maintain the speed, which is the target speed in your descent page. So now is maybe recovering the path, but is descending not to recover the path, but is descending, maintaining the speed in idle thrust. In other words, is a fictitious level change. Pitch for the speed. Now we have to do something for recovery. Two options. The first one is to use a speed brake. So maintaining everything the same, just deploying the speed brake will increase your rate of descent, and maybe you will regain path. The other option is to stow the speed brake and create a new profile with an higher speed. So if now the aircraft is descending at 274 in the target speed and we are 2,000 feet above the path, let's make Nico the speed 290 knots. 290 knots. Now, execute the path. There will be a new path at 290. You can see there in the PFD, the aircraft now is pitching down, still in idle thrust, to get 290 knots. So the rate of descent is increasing. And look at the path. The path is coming back. The speed, the mode in the FMA is still VNAV speed, because we are above profile. It's more than 200. But now we are regaining. Maybe 290 is not enough. Let's go 300, Nico. 300 knots. So we are creating a new ideal descent path. Let's go 300. Now again, he's pitching down to gain 300 without using thrust. And now when the aircraft is 200 feet or 0. Go down an eco level 150, otherwise we level off. That's it. And now when your aircraft is 200 feet or less within the path, Is it still decreasing? Yes. We have 290, 280. At some point, VNAV speed will transition automatically into VNAV path, gents, when your deviation is within 200 feet. You see? There it is. VNAV speed, because it's now again above. Help him a bit with the speed brake, Nico. Just slightly a bit. Just to go back to that 200 feet within the path. Look, VNAV path. That's it. The job is done. This is the common VNAV. We haven't changed anything. We updated the descent. We created a new, steeper descent profile with an higher speed. And as soon as your aircraft is 200 feet within the new profile, VNAV speed will transition automatically into VNAV path. That's it.
Yeah.
So Zibo's got all that. Zibo's got all that working correctly then.
He said so. Yes. He said
Apart from that one indication you said, what was it in the
yeah,
progress page?
But it's because I've got VNAV alt. So if I go and change it, what do you use?
We have no VNAV alt installed. So VNAV alt installed, no. Now, level off at 190. Go at 190. That's it. Go in the cruise page and make 190 your cruise level. So we create a new top of descent. Previous page.
I'm looking for it.
No, VNAV.
Huh?
VNAV.
Yeah.
Previous page. 190. Okay, execute. That's it. Now we are making the aircraft thinking that 190 is our cruise. Okay, so he's back in the cruise mode. We are in the descent path, in the cruise path descent would be. All right. Now we are going above profile. You see, we are going above profile.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as you dial down 100, for instance, in the MCP, look what happened to the FMA.
VNAV speed.
See, this is wrong, for instance. This is the bit that is wrong. It should go into alt hold. Is descending in common VNAV, but technically it should go into alt hold mode.
Make your notes, Sasso. Make your notes.
I know. So common VNAV is kind of working, but the switching between the modes are not working. That's the problem. Right? Now look, is descending in VNAV speed. So you can see, gents, common VNAV is protecting you from an overspeed situation.
Yeah, it sticks to that speed like anything.
Exactly. Basic VNAV will be high priority on path. Do whatever it takes to recover the path. Go overspeed, destroy the aircraft, whatever it takes, go back on path. Common VNAV is try to recover the path without breaking the aircraft. So maintain a good speed, which is the target speed you have in the descent mode. See, you're still in VNAV speed. So that's the problem.
There's path.
Always make your target speed matches the one that you are flying. Otherwise, the information that you get out from the navigation display are not good, say this way. I would say a more Italian funny way, but let's say they are not good. Okay?
Super chat. Thank you.
Hope it was a bit clearer now. It's a lot, to be honest. It's a lot because it's a new system and it will take time. Happy, Nico?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it a couple of times for it to really sink in.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot clearer, at least for me.
Yeah, it is. It's much clearer. It's not that difficult once somebody has shown you, but the abstract of reading it and then trying to make sense of it, that's impossible. John Griffith, thank you so much. Thank you for the gift there. Yeah.
Nico, I have to go. I will try to be back before your landing. If not, gents, it's been a pleasure, and we'll talk in the next couple of days.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Sasso.
John Griffith
donated
$20 through SuperChat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.
A lot to take in.
It's easier when you do it, I must be honest. It's easier when you do it. It's not that bad, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to figure it out. Somebody has to tell you and show you. 737, yep. I've just noticed you there, and Geert, you too, welcome guys. Zhao, welcome. Barend, my jenne. Barend, in essence, the one maintains VNAV basic, maintains the path at all cost, so you could have an overspeed. VNAV common maintains the speed, and then you need to go and chase the path. And you do that by either increasing the speed and then matching it in the MCP like I did. You have to match the speed and the MCP or the indicated speed as well as in the FMC. See, we didn't even change it in the MCP. We only changed it in the FMC, right? So you've got to match whatever speed is required to maintain your path. You see, now we've already got stuck because I never dialed down, you see. So now we're going to have to do it on our own. Oh my goodness. Right. So now we go back to VNAV.
Flight level 100. Landing lights switches off.
Okay.
Flight level 100. Landing lights
so at least that
on.
portion works. You see, I was on VNAV Alt before, so it never opened the speed window. The moment we changed the altitude, it now opened the speed window because we don't have VNAV Alt installed anymore. So now what happens is, you see, this is what I'm saying, it keeps the speed at all cost, but it's lost the path. So you can either pull the speed brake or you can increase your speed. You know, so under 10,000 feet, it won't be advisable to increase your speed. So you're going to have to pull your speed brake to bring the path back in check. Alright, so let's do that as well. So 240, and that would calculate the new VNAV path for you. And when it gets into 200 feet there, it will go to VNAV path, and then you should be okay. There we go.
Yeah, at least what I saw is that now the connection on the different MCP, FMC, etc. is working.
Yeah, but now one of the problems I'm not going to have in the support arena is I'm going to have to tell everybody to uninstall VNAV Alt, and I think most people in the flight sim community uses VNAV Alt because that's how PMDG raised everybody, you understand? So if you're new, you won't know what I'm talking about, but that is just how it is. So now we're going to have to reschool a couple of guys. If you really want to use VNAV Common, you need to switch off VNAV Alt to get to the rest of everything else that needs to happen.
Yep, totally clear.
Jy is welkom, Bernd. Flipping interesting. Damn it, wow. I'm gonna have to ask Zibo to move If it's not, let's just put a condition in there. This setting, this display variance, VNAV alt that we switched off with common, that will have to be linked to the liveries. I'll have to check whether it's linked to the liveries. I don't want to have this setting in all my aircraft. I won't like that. So this needs to be linked to a livery so that you can have multiple aircraft in your fleet where the one does the one thing and the one does the other thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good point.
I'll check that. I'll make sure later.
So do I want VNAV common or VNAV basic?
Mike, stick to VNAV basic. I think most flight simmers will understand it. They're used to it. This new fancy thing is definitely an option, but you know, you've got to go and think about it.
Okay, I changed it back to basic.
Yeah. I think my primary training will also still continue on basic until such time as it's really not useful anymore.
Flaps 5 set.
Five pairs of ordinary brakes.
Mac, you're broadcasting.
$1,000 to level off. Localizer capture.
MFDC3, yes. Just as a matter of interest, I'm just going to put the disclaimer out there again for all the guys only joining late. Don't take too much of what we're saying as actual training. We'll do proper training when the system is properly functional. Okay, there's one or two issues that was picked up that Zibo will have to fix to make it genuine, exactly like the real aircraft. Okay, but until then, yeah, by all means, go listen to it and then experiment a little bit if you want to, you know. But yeah, you're gonna have to try it a few times on your own just to let it settle, because it is a lot to take in and a totally different way of thinking. It's just not what we used to, man. Hello, Krister. Yes, I don't fly here that often, and I must say I actually also like it a lot.
Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing. Flaps 30 set. Ready for landing checklist. Taxi lights on.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
500, clear to land runway 25.
500. 400. 300. Approaching decision height.
I'm just thinking out loud. It's nice to be on the cutting edge of technology in the sim world, eh?
100.
Oh yeah.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked. Auto brake in use.
Yeah, my first years of co-pilot, I got my bid and I flew every flight in Microsoft Flight Sim. And it really helped.
Great landing. You are professional.
Sure. Okay.
Now I gotta pay attention to my landing.
Good luck. After landing procedure. After landing procedure. Come on. After landing procedure. Yeah, there she listens.
After landing procedure.
Hello HD, yeah, you missed it a bit, but it's okay. The video's up, so you can just rewind later. How are you doing? Hope you're doing fine.
You had to slap her on the third request, didn't you?
Yes, but I couldn't put that on camera. It was just off camera.
Flaps 30.
I know.
After landing procedure complete.
Elder Grove traffic, Skymatix 221, continuing on approach for runway 17, currently at 10,000 feet descending. Elder Grove.
Yeah.
Guess what, Nico?
Yes, sir.
You've got another test flight to do.
Oh, did he bring out a new version? Hello, Zibo.
Yes.
Flaps up and set.
Zibo, are you watching? Are you here?
.4 non-publics released.
Yeah.
Fixed bugs related
I see.
to VNAV.
Look. I promise he was watching. Hello, Zivo. HD, now you're asking me. I'm going to have to go read. I know it was the forecast winds. Oh, and VNAV path in the basic mode. That was fixed. Yeah, I'll do another stream, guys, but I just need a 20-minute break or a half an hour break, then we'll do the next one. We'll fly from here back to wherever. I don't know where I'm going to next. I can't remember. Yeah, we did the VNAV common in this stream. Krister, you missed a lot. Man, I tell you, Sasso put us through our paces. I'm going to keep on using common because that's part of the bug fix now, is to check this in VNAV common. So you're welcome to join us and then we'll talk you through it again. Shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure.
Continue to download. Okay, fix bugs related to VNAV basic common. VNAV common, he fixed the path and the speed prompts in FMC. They are removed. Okay. Yes, that is what Sasso said he picked up. Thank you, Zibo. If VNAV engaged during descent and you are above profile VNAV speed, yes. If you are in the descent and close to within 6 knots. Okay, yeah, that's changed. If initial descent speed is close to VMO or MMO within 6 knots, VNAV speed will engage. If you press speed intervent during descent, VNAV remain in VNAV path. Alright, so VNAV basic, it will say VNAV speed. Okay. When flaps not upward, VNAV remain in VNAV speed. If you are above profile, VNAV basic, okay, right. And then in VNAV basic, it's always VNAV path. Dives down to recapture the path, correct. VNAV reverts to VNAV path when descent path is captured. So,
and Elder Grove traffic, Skymatix 221's turning final runway 17.
okay, let me ask him this. All right, so there's a bit of, yeah, I'll put it there. Let me also do the following for you guys quickly. Let's just grab a screenshot. There and there. Give me a second. Print screen. Where is it? There. Okay. Let me show you guys. Right, so this is how I received it just now. Hope you guys can read it. Okay. So this is the one I'm going to install now and get going, and then we'll do the next stream. Just, you know, give me 20 minutes or so. We'll get going and then we'll fly from here to wherever and we'll use this. These are the changes that is brought into the system. Okay, so in the release notes, I will obviously include this again, and you guys can take a screenshot from here if you want to see the other stuff. I'm obviously going to keep this as a reference for later as well. So thank you, Zibo. There you go. Okay, so that's that now. She did that. Engines off.
Ready for shutdown checklist.
Alright. Wow. Wow, okay, wow. Sorry, who's talking? Was that you, Marco? Are you okay?
Yeah, it was me. I just was thinking aloud with the thing that you just shared. But okay.
Right, okay. The other thing I want to do...
Aldergrove traffic.
So in this case, when you do speed intervention, what is saying that it will basically not follow the speed that was defined, so that basically working like a VNAV basic, no?
Yeah, I'm struggling to comprehend everything so fast, but basically VNAV common holds the speed, VNAV basic holds the path. Okay, so in VNAV basic, you have got to pull the speed brake or reduce the speed, you know, to keep your path. And strangely enough, even in common, that is the tricks that you use to keep your path. But opposed to keeping the path by default, it's going to keep the speed in common. Okay, and then yeah.
Totally. No, what I was saying is, as what you shared for the new version, that when you click speed intervention, basically the VNAV common will start to behave like a VNAV basic. That's my understanding.
Oh, that's your understanding. Okay, I see what you mean. It will remain in VNAV path, yes, then it will. Yes, because it's gonna kind of interrupt the process. Correct. Okay.
Exactly.
Goodness gracious.
400.
So have a look, see if the speed brake is now deployed. It's really bugging me that my Bravo doesn't want to do my speed brake. Pilot Dan, currently it's just for Explain 12. Zibo has always said that it is his dream to have the Explain 11 working as well. Okay, but time is a problem, you know, so hopefully yes for 11 as well, but currently 12 only. Here's the speed brake. Yeah, you see, when I do the speed brake arming and usage in my Bravo throttle, it doesn't remain up. The speed brake just, it deploys, and a few seconds later, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 seconds later, it just goes down. When I do it via the keyboard, press number 4 at the top row, then it works. Okay.
Engine start procedure complete.
Right. Guys, give me a few minutes. John Rhodes, welcome. we have to learn again. Can you believe it? On our old age, we have to flip and read and learn again, study. It's amazing. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And once it's perfect, we'll do a proper training stream again. You know, make sure you guys understand. Okay, guys, I'm gonna hop off quickly. I need to go do a couple of things and at least make coffee before we do the next stream. I'm going to install the new version of the Zibo, and then let's quickly see where I'm flying to. Let's just see if I can pick up on that. Assignments.
You will test before releasing, no?
Sorry, say again?
No, you will test before releasing, right?
Yes, of course, of course. Okay, I'm going to fly to Edinburgh, so it's not a long flight. It's going to be a quick flight. Okay, so it's Belfast to Edinburgh. Right, I'll check you guys shortly.